Welcome back to a brand new episode of Are You Sure? I'm your host, Agape Awad, and today we are continuing with Heaven in round 3 of her game. Just to remind you, Heaven has already answered 10 questions correctly from the books of Genesis and Exodus. Today we are continuing in round 3, starting with question number 1. Heaven, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's take a look at question 1 together. What did Jacob do after stealing Esau's blessings from Isaac? He ran away, which his mother told him to. He made fun of Esau, or he stole Isaac's riches.
Answer number 1. He ran away, which his mother told him to.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. That's the correct answer. We know from Genesis 27, 43 through 45. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him for a few days, until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you've done to him. Great job, Heaven.
Thank you.
Question number 2. What did God change Jacob's name to? Israel, Joseph, or Manasseh?
Answer number 1, Israel.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's see the answer. That is correct. We know that God changed Jacob's name to Israel, and in Genesis 32:28, he tells us, and he, God, said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. Great job.
Thank you.
Question number 3 of round 3. What did Pharaoh do to Joseph because God was with Joseph and gave him favor? Pharaoh made Joseph the ruler of all of Egypt after him. Pharaoh gave Joseph a lot of money. Pharaoh gave Joseph a small job in his empire.
Answer number 1, Pharaoh made Joseph the ruler of all of Egypt after him.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We learn from Genesis 41, 39 through 41. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, inasmuch as God has shown you all of this, there is no one as discerning and wise as you. You shall be over my house, and all my people shall be ruled according to your word. Great job, Heaven.
Thanks.
Question number 4. Where was Moses placed in order to save him from being killed as a baby? In a papyrus basket, in a cloth towel, or in an oak box?
Answer number 1, a papyrus basket.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's see the answer. That is correct. Exodus 2:3 tells us, when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket for him, and she put the child in it and placed it among the reeds on the bank of the river. Great job, Heaven.
Thank you.
This is now question 5, the last question of round 3. If you get this correctly, you would have earned $75 and moving on to round 4. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. How did God draw Moses' attention on the mountain of Horeb? Through a burning bush, through a lightning strike, or through a still small voice?
Answer number 1, a burning bush.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's see the answer. That is correct. Exodus 3:2 tells us, and the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, but the bush was not consumed. Congratulations, Heaven, you are now moving to round 4.
Thank you.
Please stay with us. We're going to take a short break, and after we return from our break, we'll start round 4 with Heaven in order to get more money and reach the end prize of $200. Stay tuned.
Moses and the burning bush. In fact, that happened to Moses in the Bible. He was out taking care of sheep, and he saw this bush that was on fire, but it didn't burn up. When he got closer, he heard a voice coming out of the bush, telling him to take his shoes off because he was in a very special holy place. Moses knew that God was mighty and powerful. Then God gave Moses some instructions that included some scary elements, telling him how to lead the people out of slavery and into the promised land. Moses was so nervous, but God told him he would be with the people. Then Moses asked God what his name was. Do you know what God said? He said, I am. This was very special. God told Moses who he was by giving him his name. That's an important part of someone. In Hebrew, this name translates to Yahweh. And by saying I am, God was promising to be with the people. He was saying he would be present with them and that he wanted to know them. God is powerful and mighty, but he also loves each of us and wants to know us. We might not always see him with our eyes, which is good because he's so holy we might blow up. But we can be confident he is with us. And you know what else? God gave us another way of knowing who he is and what he looks like. Do you know what that is? Jesus. God loved us and wanted us to know him so much that he became one of us. He came and lived with the people and was present in Christ. He even gave up his life to be able to allow us into God's presence forever. Isn't that great news? We can look to the cross to remember God's love, and we can talk to him anytime too when we pray. Why don't we say a prayer now?
Welcome back to Are You Sure? We are now starting with question number 1 in round 4 with Heaven. Heaven has already answered 15 questions correctly from the books of Genesis and Exodus. Let's keep going. Question number 1. Which of the following was one of Aaron's sons? Nadab, Korah, or Kohath?
Answer number 1, Nadab.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We know from Exodus 6:23 that one of Aaron's sons was named Nadab. Great job, Heaven.
Thank you.
Question number 2. What were the Israelites to borrow from their neighbors? They were to borrow their tents, their horses, or silver and gold.
Answer number 3, silver and gold.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We've learned from Exodus 11:2. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor and every woman of her neighbor jewels of silver and jewels of gold. Great job, Heaven. Question number 3. According to Exodus 16:2, what did the whole congregation of the children of Israel do against Moses and Aaron? They wrestled them, they welcomed them, or they complained?
Answer number 3, they complained against them.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. Yes, that is the correct answer. In Exodus 16:2, we're told, and the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. Now with question 4 of level 4. Heaven, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's take a look at what question 4 asks. What did God promise to give to the children of Israel in the evening and in the morning? Water in the evening and milk in the morning, meat in the evening and bread in the morning, or bread only in the evening?
Answer number 2, meat in the evening and bread in the morning.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's see the answer. Yes, that is correct. Exodus 16:8 tells us, and Moses also said, you will know that it was the Lord when he gives you meat to eat in the evening and all the bread that you want in the morning. Great job, Heaven.
Thank you.
We are now at question number 5 of round 4. If Heaven gets this correctly, she's moving on to the 5th and final round. Heaven, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. According to Exodus 16:10, what did the glory of the Lord appear in? In the clouds, in the water, or in the mountains?
Answer number 1, in the clouds.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. That's correct. Exodus 16:10 tells us, while Aaron was speaking to the whole Israelite community, they looked towards the desert, and there was the glory of the Lord appearing in the clouds. Awesome job, Heaven. You are moving all the way to round 5. Please stay tuned, and after the break, we'll be back with Heaven for question 1 of round 5. We're back with Heaven on Are You Sure? She has successfully answered 20 questions from the books of Genesis and Exodus. There's only 5 questions left to reach the ultimate prize of $200. Let's get started with round 5, question 1. Ready, Heaven?
Yes.
Okay. Question number 1 asks, according to Exodus 16:8, who are the children of Israel complaining against? I am, Elohim, or the Lord?
Answer number 3, the Lord.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We know from Exodus 16:8, and Moses said, this shall be given when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for the Lord heard your murmurings against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, they are against the Lord. Great job, Heaven.
Thank you.
Question number 2. The children of Israel accused God of bringing them out of the land of Egypt to what? To work as slaves, to die in the wilderness, or to get lost more and more?
Answer number 2, to die in the wilderness.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. That is correct. Exodus 16:3 records the Israelites telling God, but you have brought us out into this desert to starve the entire assembly to death. Good job, Heaven. Question number 3 of round 5. According to Exodus 16:4, what did the Lord say he would rain down from heaven for the children of Israel? Birds, milk, or bread?
Answer number 3, bread.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is the correct answer. Then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you. Great job, Heaven.
Thank you.
Now this is question 4 of round 5. We only have 2 left. If you answer these correctly, you will make it all the way till the end.
Okay.
Question number 4. According to Exodus 16:1, the wilderness of sin is between what place and Sinai? Palestine and Sinai, Egypt and Sinai, or Elam and Sinai?
Answer number 3, Elam and Sinai.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. Exodus 16:1 describes the wilderness of sin as being a place between Elam and Sinai. Great job, Heaven.
Thank you.
Question number 5 of round 5. This is the last one, Heaven. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's take a look. According to Exodus 16:3, what did the children of Israel complain about regarding food? That they were going to starve, that the food was spoiled, that the food was not enough for all of them.
Answer number 1, that they were going to starve.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Great job, Heaven. That is the correct answer. Exodus 16:3 tells us, the Israelites said to them, if only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food that we wanted. But you have brought us into the desert to starve this entire assembly to death. Great job, Heaven. You made it all the way to the end and you won the ultimate prize of $200. A huge congratulations to our contestant for today, Heaven, who answered 25 questions correctly from Genesis and Exodus. Congratulations, Heaven.
Thank you so much. Yay! Heaven! Yay!
الواد ده ملوش كرسي. اديله الكرسي بتاعي.
You can be on camera and the learning. I forgot.
انا بشوفهم يوم الاحد لمده ساعتين، مش دعوه.